To this video. Today we're going to be doing a stock analysis on Anheuser-Busch. Now, those of you who don't know Anheuser-Busch, it's a beer company that make primarily Budweiser and Bud Light. That is their two most known beers. Now, if we take a look at the SMA lines here for a second, you can see that recently they made a golden cross back in January of the 21st. And ever since then, it has just risen quite a lot. The price were at, let's see, about 49, and now it's trading at almost $60. So almost a 20% from that point, which is quite nice. You can also see it came at a very good time. It came when it was low, which is a good sign. That means that the confidence in the stock is back up. You can also see this huge gap on the earnings day. This means that the investors were quite happy with their earnings report, of course, so that's why it shot up that far. You can see this blue line here, the 10-day moving average, it shot up quite high. So yeah, very interesting at the moment. But also, if we look at the RSI down here, it has been performing upwards quite a while, for quite some time. Now, I noticed this interesting pattern actually. Now, if we take and draw a line from the current price to the golden cross here, and then we take another line and draw it from the golden cross, the death cross, and back to the golden cross here, I'm going to show you. Now, first, if we look at this, as you can see, this blue line down here, and how much it's trading downward down here on the RSI. This means that for all this time, people thought it was quite overvalued and it was being sold quite a lot. As you can see, it tanked quite a lot in quite a short time. And then after this earnings report came out, no, actually before the earnings report came out, this was almost what? A month before the earnings report came out. It started trading upwards. As you can see then, if we hover over this, as you can see, it has been trading in the upper parts of the RSI index for quite a while now. This is very interesting. I also noticed a similar pattern with one of their biggest competitors, Heineken. I'm going to show you that now. Now, here we have Heineken, a Dutch brewery. As you can see, that almost the day before it actually made a golden cross, and again, that also shot up on earnings, performing quite well. So the beer industry is quite nice to be in at the moment, and also, of course, we are moving into the summer period in the northern hemisphere, and spring and summer is when the companies like this make a lot more money, because when do you drink the most beers? That is, of course, in the summer period when it's hot outside. There are sports and the 4th of July, and so on and so forth. Now, if we look at their financials here, they are performing quite similar most of the time here. Of course, the margins being quite a bit better here than 3 quarters back. It was at 6.7 and now it's at 11.1. Now, as you can see, the revenue is extremely big with almost $30 billion, but they net only $3.2 billion. But that is because an industry company like this just have so much overhead cost, and that's why the net income isn't that large. Now, but then again, if we look at the graph here from 2023 and 2024 and 2025 and compare them, you can see the 2025 start has been performing quite a lot better than the other two. This is quite nice. Also, if we look at the technicals here, the technicals is purely a buy on the RSI and the SMA lines, so that is very nice at the moment. Also, because of their earnings came out and they were positive, that's nice. And also, again, if you look at the analyst rating, that says it's going to go 15.4% up within a year. That's the target. So if we look at the forecast here, as you can see, trading upwards, and look at how many strong buy, 4 buy, and just buys, and then 5 hold. So it's quite popular with the analysts, and the technical is backing this up. So I think it's very interesting at the moment. Very interesting at the moment. I would consider buying this. I'm just going to wait and see if it flattens out a bit, because a jump like this means the stock is quite volatile at the moment. You can also see on the volatility curve here, it jumped up quite a bit in this past week. Quite a bit. So yeah, very interesting stock at the moment. But I think it's going to be trading about flat from here for about, I'm going to say the next 20 days. And then I think it's going to trade upwards to around 63 or around $63. I think it's going to do, personally, I think it's going to take a, like this, within the next month, 2 months or so. I think it's going to go up in 63. Of course, not that much up from this current performance, but of course, I don't think it's going to tank that much. If it does tank, we have quite a problem in the technical analysis, because there is quite bad support lines in this graph because there are so many holes in it. So the closest form of support line, personally, I would draw down here. It doesn't, which is about $10. Yeah, about $10 down from where we are now. So of course that is quite a bad signal, but I would be a bit wary, because the other holes here just make it quite difficult to draw any real support lines. As you can see, there are also holes here, and then of course this one here. So the support signs in this stock is quite volatile. That is why I would be a bit wary with buying this stock. But it is very interesting at the moment. So if it flattens out and trades a bit upward, even a bit downwards, would not be that bad. Just have it stable out a bit, be a bit more stable over maybe the next 2 weeks. Then I think it's going to be very interesting. If it can keep this price range it has now, it's definitely gonna go into my portfolio. That's for sure. Also because I often buy stocks like this right before spring, and then I sell them in late summer when they come up with the great financials. It's a quite nice thing to do. I personally think so. That was it for this video. If you did like it, don't forget to like and subscribe.